Welcome to your Inspirational Astrology weekend forecast for the weekend of November 28th, 29th, and 30th, and December 1st, 2013. I am astrologer David Palmer, the Leo King, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. Before we go into the long holiday weekend horoscope, we have got the webinar, December 1st, this Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific. I cannot wait to see everybody there. We're going to go so deep into this Venus retrograde, so deep into what is coming to bring us into this new year, because we're also going to do the New Year's Eve chart. You're not going to want to miss it. We have so many things happening over this weekend, and I know it's a long horoscope for quite a lot of days, but it is my holiday weekend. It's Thanksgiving weekend in America, so I'm taking the holiday with the horoscopes. Plus, I got the big webinar to do. Let's start off with Thursday. Thursday, we've got the moon in Libra. It is going to be in the Pluto-Uranus square, so starting off the day, it could be a little bit of a test of your emotions, trying to find peace still as we are in Sag and learning to open up. I think that this is going to be a great lesson today to find peace in our beliefs, in seeing a bigger picture, and that Thursday is really good for really starting to push through, really starting to open up again, really finding more positivity. I think it's great when it comes to relating with people because we're going to want to with the moon in Libra. And there's a connection here. There's actually a safety net with us connecting with those people around us. And I think there's going to be a lot of sharing going on this Thursday, this holiday, especially here in America, as people really want to express their emotions to their family members, their friends, and people that they can relate some of the things that we've been going through with. It's interesting that Mercury coming off of the big trine to Jupiter, but it is still trining in a good way. So there is this really good energy if we do speak up, if we do let things out, and it is still sextile over to Venus, which is still opposing Jupiter through mostly all of this weekend. So this has a lot to do with, can we really pull these emotions out in our relationships? Can we really share a lot of the things that we're deeply going through? Or are we still hiding things? Are we still timid maybe and holding on to some of this stuff that we're forcing ourselves to go through inside? Do we have a way to bring this out, to bring it out on the surface, to expand, to explore the realms of maybe letting it out? It is Friday where things are going to get more interesting, as now the sun is going to start progressing in Sagittarius. We're going to have the moon in late Libra, and it will slip into, on Friday night, into Scorpio late that night, which this moon in Scorpio is going to be very intense because we are going to hump over all the Scorpio energy, and this is going to highlight the solar eclipse, highlight all that energy we went through for the last month that was really intense. So this is a weekend where we're going to have to push through still. We're going to have to really, even though it's a holiday weekend for those in America, and there's a great feeling of being on a holiday, that's that Sag energy that wants to explore, that wants to shop, that's going to want to have fun, and the ho-ho-hos. You're going to have to emotionally, I think, maybe step back into the past over what happened over the last month and, go through any of these issues and push through. And especially as the sun is going to square Chiron this weekend, and it's going to trine Uranus. This is going to be one of those exciting, facing through, allowing things to happen and getting ready to push through, because we have a new moon coming on Monday, and that'll be December 2nd. But this is a huge weekend for us to really learn to go with the flow, learn to find the positivity, and make sure that we don't let our emotions get stuck in this deep inner world that we've been all stuck in. I think the lesson this weekend is to keep chugging on, to keep pushing forward, to keep finding ways to open up, to find positivity, and to make sure that we're allowing our minds to really set into this deeper understanding in what we must clear, what we must connect with, what we must find a way to express ourselves with. That in many ways, if we hold on to so much that's happening in our inner world without expressing it, without connecting to it, without really highlighting the deep emotions and understanding them, we can really be putting ourselves in horrible situations that cause negativity, that cause depression, that cause us to be fearful because we're not expressing ourselves, we're not letting it out, we're not finding ways to, speak up and to connect with others. I think it's even more interesting that the sun trines Uranus this weekend, especially on Saturday, which by us finding this positive road, by us following our belief structures, by us really coming into this bigger light, we find a way to electrify ourselves and reinvent our world based off this perception. This is about perception this weekend. The perception of you're really identifying correctly in your life, the perception of how you're dealing with this deep inner world that can be scary and hard to deal with. Is your perception still trying to get over it in positivity, or are they believing that you're stuck in this forever? This could be one of those weekends where you feel stuck in maybe something and you're like, I just want this to go away. And with the Sun square Chiron right after this electricity, it's testing to whether or not are you going to open up your belief, or are you going to still feel like you've been given a bad hand? Or are you still going to feel like that there's something wrong, or there's something crippling you, or that you're crippled even spiritually? Because the truth is that you're not. The truth is that you have to learn to focus your energy now on this inner world in order to expand out of it and to learn the lessons from it, to explore your emotions, to explore the areas of relationships as well. I think this weekend really highlights relationships as Venus is opposing Jupiter. And, you know, it's really important for us with Mercury, which is sextiling it the whole weekend as well, to make sure, and especially as the moon in Scorpio kind of connects with this as well, that, you know, it is through the relationships, it is through people, it is through us going through these frustrations still and letting it out and communicating and finding peace in others and finding emotions through others that will help us and heal us. And this is a weekend that will face your healing dead on to see if you can really heal your life, or if you're picking at your scab or picking at the Band-Aid, or, you know, never stopping the feelings of pain and hurt that you don't need to go through. And, you know, this is not a typical holiday. Usually we come into holidays just like, woohoo, holidays, and yeah, it feels good. This is one where everybody is going through a deep inner space. This is one where everybody's got something inside they're still dealing with. And so the holiday this year could be one where you can start to use it as a visual and spiritual aid of what you're going through, to kind of be brought back in your face through the mirror of our relationships. So this is a very powerful weekend. Plus, I pay attention to the karma relationships. Some people put on Facebook that they want me to go deeper into this. Whenever you're dealing with Venus in a retrograde shadow period, and you're dealing with Mercury sextile, you're dealing with a big Jupiter opposition, you're dealing with, you know, Venus that just humped over Pluto and stuff, we're dealing with a lot of karma, some really weird stuff with relationships. Ones that are here to really build maybe a new platform in your life. Ones that are here to really take you on the right destiny. One that's going to pull out emotions that maybe that can't be pulled out, because we're in a very weird and funky space in our lives emotionally right now. We've never dealt in these funky emotional waters before. So, and that's serious, because I told everybody yesterday, Jupiter in Cancer, Saturn in Scorpio, to combine those two, and believe me, these two have not hooked up like this for a long time, and they're starting to trine that there's a lot of lessons that we're learning and expanding our emotions by the hardships we're feeling in our dark world. You know, by this, finding new comfort zones and finding ways to mom ourselves again in many ways, and learn to brush ourselves off, and to find new protective barriers as well. Both these signs deal with protection. And this is reinforcing the walls in your life, reinforcing the shield that we spiritually have, because in many ways we're all very sensitive with the Chiron energy, and we're going to face that this weekend. How sensitive are you? Can you still push through? Are you going to allow your perception to be playing poor me, or are you going to say that this is empowering me? So this is one of those weekends, because Monday, big new moon coming, trining Uranus, all the Sag energy, leaving this Scorpio. Mercury's going to fly out of Scorpio quick. We are on to the real holiday season coming up here at the beginning of December. So it's going to be really exciting, and I hope to see you at the big webinar on Sunday, December 1st, 10 a.m. Pacific. Thank you guys for all of your support. I hope you have a wonderful holiday. One Feather and I will be back next week, and I love you guys very much. I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday for those in America, and give thanks that we're able to be in this beautiful body, experience this beautiful reality, and that we get to connect on every level possible. So have a wonderful time, and I will see you guys on Monday.